Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. So questions I get often from my students is how can I start my research, especially when I'm talking about Master 2 dissertation, how to deal with the variables, what to write in the literature review, what to consider in the practical part. And all these questions usually we go through in my class, but I always try to share with you here in my platform, either in YouTube or Facebook. And as usual, I always try to give you examples like really how you can do it. So really practical examples, not just the theory. So let's jump and let's start with this. So I propose here a title you can see, for example, enhancing students' writing skills through the use of AI chatbots. Of course, this is a title. This research I would do myself. I do really like it, and I think it's really worth considering to for any students. So something like this, first I have to ask any students is, what do you really want? What's your aim? What's your objective? And as you can see from the title, the objective is really clear. You want to enhance students' writing skill. So that's what you really want. That's the problem. That's why I said to my students, always talk first about a problem. So this is the problem. Most students, they suffer from writing skills. They have problem with their writing skills. So I want to fix this problem, and you are providing a solution. What is the solution here? You see that you are going to use the AI as chatbox, or sorry, using chatbox, and you want to enhance as a solution. That's good. Now that is the question. The next question I ask to my students is, what do you really want? Because from this title, we understand this is going to be kind of an experiment. So can you do that experiment first? Because you are saying enhancing. So there is a kind of an action research in this case. So from this, I understand, okay, that's going to be an experiment because most students, sometimes they do a problem. They tell me, okay, I'm going to do a questionnaire. And I said, how can a questionnaire really helps in this case to solve the problem? Questionnaire is good for a survey. You are going just to collect data, but in this case, you really don't just collect data, you want to enhance their writing skills. So this is an important question. I want you to bear in mind with me the steps I'm going to do. So if I'm going to do an experiment in this case, and this guest here, if I want to start an experiment, means that I'm going to bring a group of students and I'm going to, let's say, for example, expose them, or at least they are going to use AI chatbots, and I'm going to compare maybe pre-test and another group who do not use, for example, another group who doesn't use this technology and see the result. Can be one way. So this is an experiment. And for a literature review, of course, that will be so easy. You would start basically talking about writing skills. That would be the first thing to start with, because we are academics in this case. We are academics, and we want to. So wait a minute. Okay, 1, 2, go out. Sorry. So we want to fix the problem of writing skills first. So that is the most important element. Then maybe in variable number 2, or the second part, we talk about AI chatbots. So bots, sorry. So this will be the way of organizing your dissertation. And of course, the experiment would be, first you have to know exactly how can you do that. Do you have any kind of a theory first to base your experiment? And of course, when you talk about writing skills at the literature review, what do you mean exactly? What do you want to enhance in that writing skills, and to be particular? And of course, you are going to talk about the AI chatbox and how are you going to use that. All this you are going to cover when it comes to the literature. Then a literature review. Then, of course, you are going to conduct your experiment. In the experiment, you can use a data collection tool, of course, that will be the experiment. You can use also, for example, observation. You can observe your students or the group while they are doing they are working with this technology. Also, you can add, for example, interview. You can even ask about their attitude, if they like it or they don't like it. So all these can be part of your experiment. So you'll have like more than triangulation. Now, this, if you can see, it can be also quantitative or qualitative. If an experiment can be quantitative or qualitative, although it's really suited for quantitative research, we can also use qualitative data. For example, in this case, we are talking about writing skills. Some elements, yes, can be quantified. Like, for example, talk about the fluency, let's talk about the accuracy, we can talk about, for example, spelling mistakes, etc. But of course, we can talk about the idea of the style in general. We can make it subjective, so we move to more qualitative nature. So this is when it comes to this title. Of course, there is another way of doing it. Let's say, for example, I can't do an experiment, but I know someone who is using this technology. Let's say, for example, I know or I have access to someone, or for example, a teacher is using this technology. So instead of I do the experiment myself, I can survey, I can collect data from that classroom, for example, and see the result. You can do this. Of course, it won't be the same as you do yourself the experiment, but still, this is a way of conducting things. Either you do it, or you go somewhere, or ask someone to survey what they do. Sorry. In this case, for example, I'm going to give you another example. Let's say, for example, I want to talk about enhancing students' speaking skills through the use of songs. I can't use song myself, so I can't use that experiment. So I can go to another teacher and who uses songs, and just I use observation or questionnaire or interview. So that will be the same thing. Of course, you are changing here data collection too. Now let's move to another type of research. You have here students' attitude towards the use of AI to enhance their writing skills. As you can see, this is so different from the first one. The first one, as I said, if you want just to use just a survey and you survey students' attitude, you will be missing a lot because you said you want to enhance. But in this case, this just to talk about students' attitude. In this case, yes, you can use just a questionnaire and ask students about their attitude. Of course, you will run into another problem if these students really use AI or not, because this is another issue. So the first one would be much better because you do conduct the experiment and you see the result, and plus you ask them about their attitude. But even this one you can do without an experiment because you don't need the experiment basically just to ask about attitude, unless you don't find any students who uses this technology. As you can see, changing one simple variable is going really to change a lot. But what piece of advice to put everything in a summary? You first always talk about a problem. What kind of problem you want to talk about? And then, of course, if you are providing a solution, that will be like two variables, correlation, causality. And first, always talk about the one variable that is close to the field of study. For example, if you in this case we work in didactics, so would be the first to talk about writing skill. That would be most important. Then second, you need to talk about the other solution or the other variable. Of course, there are several ways, but in this video I will share I will talk about only this, and inshallah in the next video I'm going to give you more tips on how you organize your dissertation. I hope you like this video. Please leave your comment, and I want you to subscribe and also follow us on my page. So thank you so much. Goodbye.